to survive.
It is.
That's revenge is your paper. All right.
Mantra.
Yeah. It's a lot of it's just causing conversation. I'm here for it. It's a lot of conversation. Yes. Happy birthday, Cardi.
Come on.
Happy birthday, Cardi.
Happy birthday,
Libra
Cardi.
gang.
It's a lot of Libras. It's a lot of Libras.
Of course, we share the same birthday.
Y'all would. Y'all would.
Yeah. She love a twerk. She love a twerk moment.
Yes.
Yeah, the way Mandy does too. It's great.
I love it.
I do too.
We back, y'all.
Yes, we are. Welcome back, episode 2.
What's up? See, the
Episode
thing
2.
is.
Yes. See, the thing is, I'm speaking. I feel like forever that is just going to be the phrase for the rest of the year. I'm speaking.
I heard you.
I am speaking.
Heard you. And
It's
y'all,
a lot.
listen, if it ain't one thing I ain't gonna do, I ain't gonna hold you.
Here we go.
We're not even 2 minutes.
Y'all
in.
start
y'all-
drinking.
y'all
Start
go ahead and
drinking.
get
I hope
your-
y'all had the
Everybody's
shots
been saying.
already ready.
Everybody's been saying we're supposed to take shots every time she does it.
I'm a pause. I don't know if it was nerves. That is a thing I do say.
I ain't gonna hold.
But listen, I ain't gonna hold you. All right,
Okay.
then.
All right. That's
All right.
enough. All right.
It's
How are
already second shot.
We're in debt. Please stop. Please stop.
How y'all been this last week,
Oh
though?
my God. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Personally, I'm feeling good. There's a lot of shit going on, but personally,
Oh.
I'm in a good
Well, I mean,
space.
the skin is popping, the hair is popping. I'm here for this 90s Tommy feel. Yes.
90s, 95, hip hop,
I'm here for
total.
it. I'm here for it.
Can't you see?
Yes.
Yeah, give it a moment. But I've been on a journey of getting fibroid surgery. I'm getting fibroid removal surgery.
Wow.
If for those who don't know, fibroids is small uterine like tumors.
How do they differ from ovarian cysts?
They're benign.
So it's
Okay.
like kidney stones, kind of, but in your uterus.
Yeah. So fibroids are essentially uterine tumors. They're benign.
Okay.
But they grow in your uterus, and they feed off of hormones.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's a thing where doctors don't know why women get them.
Is it painful?
They can be if they grow large enough to disrupt your period and make them extremely
It's so
heavy,
crazy. I just had this
painful.
conversation.
That sounds
Yes.
awful.
Doctors really don't even with
don't
ovarian
know.
cysts, doctors can't tell you what you're doing. Like, it's just something that shows up.
Yeah.
And I think that just seeing, I mean, even with Chadwick and his passing,
Right.
I think a lot of people are focusing more on their mental health, not only mental health, but their physical health right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that something women should get checked on?
I know.
Like,
Was that something that they found when you went to your annual visit, or
Yeah,
was it like?
they usually find it during your Pap smear. They
Okay.
can find it if you complain about having a heavy period and certain symptoms. They can just easily detect that this might be the problem that you are facing, especially if you're African American or of Afro Caribbean descent. I'm looking at some statistics right now. It's estimated that 25% of African American women will suffer from fibroids by the age of 25.
Wow.
Oh, so it's an early thing, too.
It's an early thing too.
I mean, that makes sense though. I always knew a lot of girls that had violent periods.
Right.
Violent periods.
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
high school, college.
Like, not
women,
coming to class, period.
like
Yeah.
completely debilitated, cannot move. I mean, for me, that would be like that for like one day and then it would stop. But still, it's just, I mean, it seems like such a common problem that women we just, it's like we suck it up and we deal with it. We take some
Right.
Tylenol, some Midol or whatever, and we don't talk about it.
Yeah, and Black women suffer fibroids at an early age, and they are also 2 to 3 times more likely to undergo surgery for it.
Wow.
For
we hope
me
you
personally,
get safe, sis.
If you
Yeah,
have
have a
surgery,
safe
is it something you can do one time and they never come back, or you
That's
just always on high risk now?
thing.
Like now you always got to be under watch.
it's a case by case situation, because I've heard, because I've been a lot more vocal about this because I've realized how common it is. And I've heard, somebody, no children, under the age of 30 having 5+ surgeries to remove them because they grow so rapidly, and they grow because they have high hormone levels that they can't control.
Right. It's just your body.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't think about it.
In my personal situation, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, I know a lot of women will see this episode and be like, me too. With my personal situation, the way fibroids has affected me, they've grown over the years. I've had them since my child was born back 12 years ago. But they've grown recently in the past 5 years, and they've caused me to have really, really heavy periods to the point where, like, for a good 3-4 days, I don't leave the house.
Oh, wow.
Not only because I feel like I'm going to soil myself, but also because I'm just in excruciating pain, and Tylenol and all that stuff doesn't do anything for it. And then with that, when you're losing a lot of blood on a regular basis, you become anemic.
Right.
You can't fix the anemia because you have a period every month.
Right.
And it's a consistent
Cycle.
and terrible cycle.
Men will never know what we go
Men
through.
will never know.
They will never know.
So
Imagine if men
we
had
hope you have a safe
like
one.
kidney stones in their dicks. They would be falling. They would just die. They would just not even know how to
Or if they
handle it.
bled out their dick every month. God damn.
right.
It'd be terrifying. I'm so sorry that you go through that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's awful.
And you got to put on a brave face, and you can't complain, because it's like, okay, if you're going through this on a regular basis, how many times are you going to explain or complain to people what you're going through before they're like, okay, this sounds like a broken record?
Well, also because a period is a monthly visitor. It's like everybody chalks. You know, we just chalk it up to, okay, she's just on her cycle. That's why she's this is not my regular cycle. This is a whole war happening between my uterus and these awful growing things in my body.
So
everyone, prayers up.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And I really hope it goes well.
Thank you for sharing it, ladies. Make sure you go and get checked.
please do. Please
Because that
do.
sounds like something that needs to be needs to be worked
But
on.
I mean, but even right now, everyone is stressing everyone getting COVID testing. I don't think that people are stressing even to still be getting tested STD tests. Go and get your yearlies. Go and schedule all of those things.
You have to. You
The world
have
shut
to.
down, but our bodies didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Ladies, if you are told that you have fibroids, please make sure on a regular basis that you monitor it. Your doctor doesn't kind of brush it off and say, okay, it's benign, don't worry about it. Please monitor it as much as you possibly can if you are affected by fibroids, for sure.
And worry about it. I hate when doctors say, don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal.
Right, because I was told not to worry.
No.
I was told not to worry about it when I first got them. And now we're here.
Right.
So, yeah.
And this is your first surgery. This is your first
This is
time
my first
getting
time
removed.
having surgery for it.
Okay, well, hopefully first and last. We're gonna
Yes.
we're gonna just snap our fingers. We're gonna talk to God about
What about
it.
you, B?
I'm with you on the mental and emotional and physical health tip. I think quarantine is really, I'm trying to get into a routine. I mean, I've been back in New York from LA for the last 2 months and really just trying to get to a place where I have an everyday kind of schedule and I'm able to manage my time. I'm able to manage my time better. And this last week, obviously, with everything going on, thank you to all the listeners and the viewers that tuned into our episode last week. And it was exciting to be back, you know what I mean? To kind of be back in the mix, so to speak, in New York and be home. But, you know, trying to get back in the gym and trying to, you know, get back in my therapy sessions and really just, you know, create space and time for myself and for my own state of mind, I think has really been my focus this last week. Which is tough because, you know, we all have 1,000,001 things going on. We're trying to, you know, get a bunch of projects done and do work. And, you know, a lot of times we mistake productivity or busyness for productivity, and it's not always productive. It's just rest and relaxation is equally as necessary as, you know, accomplishing all the goals. You got to set time aside. I'm a big advocate for a nap. I love a nap. I think a nap a day, you know, a nap a day keeps
self-care,
psychosis away. I just think, you know, in general for me now, I really have the time to kind of sit down and just with the weather changing, and I'm trying not to freak out about flu season, but my allergies have been crazy. I've been waking up with one itchy eye, one eye that's just kind of like drooping down. My lashes are wet when I wake up because it's just tearing. I'm sneezing. You know, that adjustment has not been easy, but I think that's really, I mean, this week for me has been kind of simple, but
right.
I mean, I'm surrounded by Libras who keep celebrating birthdays.
Oh my God.
We gotta talk about your birthday, your spring break birthday with all the wardrobe changes. I can't even call them wardrobe changes because Mandy did not wear one fully like covered piece of clothing
and let her live her best life.
And it was really, I was jealous. I was really jealous.
This is Chime. Mobile banking made awesome. Overdraft fee free. Get.
I entered my 30s yesterday, but celebrated all week.
Congrats.
Literally flew into Wet Willie's.
Yes.
Tulum. Went to Cancun. Of course, didn't even realize a hurricane was coming until me and all of my guests were in flight. So literally in flight, dinner reservation gets canceled. So there was one that hit the weekend before. I didn't know that there was another one. And also, when they started canceling, we heard of it while I was on my way, but I had a friend flying from London. 22 hours.
Oh my gosh.
This was her first time there. So I was like, well, we gotta go. We had a villa, everything was, all of it got canceled in flight. So we land, and they're like, hey, we can put y'all in a hotel, but then we gotta move y'all to a convention center. And coming from Florida, you know what I mean? I was like, it's just a hurricane. I don't live through a lot of hurricanes, but I guess Mexico hasn't. It was chaos. But besides that, went to Mocha Fest. I was also working.
Yes, I did see
out
that.
there.
I did see that.
So aside from celebrating my birthday, I was working. My other podcast, Horrible Decisions, we had a live show, which is the last one of 2020.
Oh,
so that was cool. I do want to kind of say, Mocha Fest is like a, kind of a liberated event. I kind of sound like it's very liberated. But I will say over the weekend, like I kept apologizing to my friend and also myself. Felt completely uncomfortable.
Why?
The women. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of it too. I was reminded how I've done this to another woman, and I think it's something that we're not conscious of, but the touching, the grabbing, when we're in swimsuits, we're in these environments, we know when men, we can push them away, but when the women were approaching, I didn't want to seem mean. A lot were fans, but I was being harassed by women way more to my liking than I would have liked to.
Damn.
And I think we have all these conversations about what to tell men not to do.
Right.
But we don't allow each other that same space. And somehow those conversations need to start. I just think that some women do a little much.
Okay.
And I know we don't want men to do it. Right. We don't want women to do it either. You know what I mean?
So when you say like you were being harassed, you're up on stage because you and your co-hosts were doing your live show.
Yes.
And everybody's drinking, everybody's partying. It's this all inclusive, which apparently people thought your cheeks were also included in that all inclusive. Right. Totally separate fee. Nice try. But in those moments, I mean, give me a scenario when, because I've been in situations like that too, just in general with fans at backstage at a show where somebody is just like wants to touch you and is in your personal space. And for me, I'm always, I either have management or security or somebody with me to kind of be like, hey, that's enough, too close. I could be like, thank you so much.
Right.
I'm real good for it. Thank you so much with the, you know what I'm saying?
But I don't think you realize either too, just like on this platform where you do have fans, you also know that your one interaction can be their view of you forever.
Right.
And so sometimes saying no or sometimes pushing someone away, you also don't want to give off the vibe like, you're nasty or you're mean.
But it's also if other women are around and you're comfortable, you might actually, one woman that doesn't know you might see another woman that you know that you're cool with come up to you and do it and think that it's acceptable because she did it. So it's like, all right, cool. Mandy, she with the shits. And it's like, I don't really know you. You can't really touch me like that. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
I just would like them conversations we had, and also just for us to be more aware of what we're putting out.
I agree.
So were you able to express yourself and say, sis, you gotta chill
I'm not gonna lie, that's why I brought it up on here. Because
Gotcha.
I did not feel like I knew how to say it to a woman without offending her still. With women, we be like, with men, we'll be like,
real quick.
get away real quick. But with women, not so much. So, I still don't know really how to, we just gonna have to bring that as a conversation. I'm glad that this was my last show of 2020.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a part of our tour that ended up getting canceled because of COVID. I brought it up last week, but I did kind of want to bring it back because we are all women who have been on tour.
Bring it back.
What was y'all's experience with touring? Because I did bring it up. I had a whole lot of men in all the cities hit me up, and I was just like, oh, I got one here, got one there.
Right.
And then even who I was putting on the list, I had a few of them at the same time in certain cities. I mean, I was adding all my hoes onto the list, but I don't know. Like,
you like multitasking, I see.
you know.
Yeah, she loves a full plate.
I'm noticing this about you.
Mandy
You
likes a lot of flavors.
Yes, you enjoy multitasking at any chance you get.
But
I'm learning you.
I mean, I'm one
learning.
of those too that, like, when I was dating a plethora of men, they knew that there was other ones. So, like, I would honestly be honest with them. I don't think men give us that courtesy. I've been to a few games where I noticed me and the same woman was rooting for the same player, and I was like, oh, word. So, is this why I didn't get?
He had the audacity to put both of y'all in the whole seat.
And you know we right next to each other.
Audacity to put them in the whole. You can't put both of your joints in the whole seats.
But
Let me bold.
I let my hoes know when another one was gonna be there. I don't think men give us that courtesy. But I mean, I was real with it. What was y'all like on tour? Did y'all like leave y'all's booze, passes, and stuff? Did y'all even interact like that?
I never had work like that on tour. If I'm being honest, I really didn't. Mainly because I was on tour with like the R&B, the auntie. It was an auntie tour.
Not the auntie tour.
Yes, I'm here for the aunties. Yes, I'm an auntie myself. I love it. I'm here for it. But I was opening for Mary J. Blige and Brandy. So most of the dudes that were around in those places, they on dates. They bringing their chicks to the show, which I thought was fire. And I love wins. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really, but also I was going to places that were like all of the kind of off the beaten track sort of like places, not always main cities. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't go to like Miami. I'd probably be in Fort Lauderdale. Or if I was going to New Orleans, I would then go to Shreveport. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have
I went from Philly to DC to Atlanta to Miami to Houston.
Oh yeah, that's a different type of tour. That's a different caliber. That Houston, Atlanta, Vegas is a different caliber. I wasn't on that kind of tour.
Listen, and then we started the tour in November, baby. So I was like, oh shit, Boston got a game the night before. I was like, oh, okay, let me stop. But you were
living a great life.
I was tracking the games, and I was on tour.
I'm looking forward to the Mandy memoir. I'm looking forward to the Mandy memoir. I really am.
What about you, because you was a whole DJ on tour.
Yeah. Well, the space that I was in was predominantly women, so there was a lot of protection going on from management.
Okay.
In terms of all the female dancers, the female DJ, the female artists. Because I've only toured with female artists, so there's a lot of protection going on. I guess all of us that were on tour were very like, let's go home after this and let's go to the hotel and chat it up and go to bed.
Mind our business.
Let's mind our business.
I'm living a whole different life.
I honestly, I enjoyed it. It sounds so boring, but I really appreciated it. I did.
Did we get a club booked after this? I done finished my
we've done that maybe once or twice. With Sweetie, we probably hit a club once or twice or whatever, but like...
Well, yeah, because if she's not getting paid, y'all ain't going.
Exactly.
That's how that went down. So I understood that. But no, there were some places where I would definitely hit an after party. I just never really had work in the cities like that. Honestly, I didn't. And I was definitely not doing the fly out. I was never that girl, so...
I did realize on tour that being a mother... You are...
Shit.
I mean, yes, I never got to know. There's no judgment. There's no judgment from the couch. I promise you.
All right.
What I will say, just being on tour, just learning myself as a mother, it wasn't tour life long term. It's not for me.
No, I'm with you.
It's not for me.
I'm with you.
I ain't mad.
We did overseas dates and stuff like that. After a couple days, I'm like, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go home.
I do want to go back to the harassment thing because I think it is an important topic. I think for you especially because you are so big of a personality and friendly and warm. Right. People may mistake that for a level of comfort with you, and I just think it's a matter of moving somebody's hand. If they touch you, moving somebody's hand and be like, all right, girl, that's cool, but let's not. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not being a bitch about it. Right. You're just really just moving there. It's a physical thing. You're showing them better than you can tell them.
But even what's crazy about that, all the videos that make online, Meg Thee Stallion deals with it a lot too, especially because she twerks on stage. Yeah. You have women slapping her ass when she's on stage, and she's had to move them out the way. Yeah. Cardi B has dealt with the same thing. So, I mean, It is a conversation.
I just think
Let's keep it.
It's just a physical thing of like somebody touching you. You just, I mean, you don't have to be as aggressive as you might be if it was a, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's also, I mean, for me when it's happened, I don't feel as violated when it's a woman as I would if it was a man, which is a whole
But you
other
be having a
conversation
tracksuit on.
entirely.
I be having draws.
Well, yeah, but that's even more right. So the level of business is a good point. I don't be outside in my.
I be outside naked.
She be having a whole rhinestone bikini on.
I mean,
You looked good though.
You did. I was here for all of the work. You literally went into somebody's adult novelty store and cleaned house. Like you took everything off the mannequins. That one.
Not off the